You find your shots hooking and slicing and sort of not quite sure what's causing it. A lot of the time it's going to be the swing path, and particularly the downswing path. So we're going to have a look today at what that downswing path should be and how you can monitor it. Hi, my name's Peter Knight. I've created this channel, Peter Knight Golf, to help you play the best golf you possibly can. And if you click the subscribe button below the screen here, then you'll get notification of every video that I send out each week. Provided, of course, you also click the grey bell icon. But let's have a look today at what you can do to improve your downswing path, which is going to help you hit your shots a lot straighter. If we're looking for directional control with your shots, there's two key things that we've got to have control over. One is the club face, and that mostly influences the direction the ball is going to start in. The second thing, and the thing that we're going to look at today, is the path of the club through impact. Now, last week I put up a video about the backswing path, and if you missed that, just click on the card in the top of the screen there and you'll find a link to that. If we have a look at today's movement though, I've set up a couple of alignment rods here, and you'll notice that if I set myself up, the alignment rods are roughly the angle that my shaft is at address, and the gap between the rods is about maybe 30 centimeters, so about 12 inches. And the reason for that is I'm not looking to have my club move exactly on the correct path, because we're human, we're not able to make it exactly right. Also, a minor variation is really not going to have much influence over the shot direction anyway. When I'm setting myself up and going back to the top of the swing, my objective is to have the club move down between these two rods as it comes back toward the ball. Now, if I do this movement very, very slowly, I can start to get the feeling of what the club's going to do. Now, that might feel normal to me, or it might feel quite different. So if my swing path normally swings from the inside, then as I'm swinging through, I'll hit the bottom rod. If I am typically a slicer of the golf ball, then when I swing my club down, it's going to hit the top rod as I swing down. Now, a couple of things that you can practice here. The idea or the thoughts of the movement sequence in the downswing, and also reducing the amount of work that your arms and the club your arms and hands do during the downswing. So if I go back to the top of the swing, I almost have the feeling of my arms and the club falling. Not necessarily falling vertically, but falling because there's no tension in my arms. Now, if I don't turn my body, of course my arms and club are going to fall vertically, but because my body's turning, that vertical fall becomes an angled fall. So when I'm swinging the club down, back to the top of the swing, I want to get the pressure into my left foot, my body starts turning, my arms start falling in that order too. It's not my arms moving first. Arms fall, and that brings the club back to the ball squarely. And like I said, if that feels different to normal, then do this drill quite a bit to start to get the feeling of what that movement pattern is like. So don't hit a ball doing this unless you've got, very short rods. From the start, back to the top, getting the feeling of the club coming back to the ball. Just very, very slowly, watch the sequence of movement to allow the club to come back to the ball correctly. And then with a practice swing just over the top of the ball, can I make that movement just a little bit quicker? Again, movement a little bit quicker. So it starts to feel a bit smoother, a bit more rhythmic. Then what I might do is move the ball a little bit further forward, so these are out of my way now. I might still have them as a visual cue, and then I can go ahead and hit a ball. So let's do that. So I set myself up, and then from there, just that same swing that I felt in practice, and the ball's gone nice and straight. So hopefully if you're watching from that view there, the club would have moved down quite nicely between those two rods. So practice that, especially if you find that your shot direction is curved. In other words, you're either hooking the ball or slicing the ball. Doing this drill here with the rods is going to help you enormously.